going back, you mentioned eDiscovery Assistant. So I want to make sure that we also give our viewers some really good practical advice and practical resources. eDiscovery Assistant is something that I wish I had access to from the dawn of my career. To be honest, and not to butter you up, but it's one of the most helpful resources I've begun using lately. And even when there was only a handful of eDiscovery opinions, it would have been helpful. But now there's dozens coming out each week. Can you talk a little bit about eDiscovery Assistant and how can somebody watching this video at the end of it get the most benefit from eDiscovery Assistant and start using it today?
Sure, absolutely. So eDiscovery Assistant is a tool that, like I said, we built originally for use at our firm. And what we do is we curate from all of the domestic decisions, anything in the United States, whether it's federal courts, federal district courts, state courts, eDiscovery decisions that come out. We include both published and published decisions in the case law database. So there are five areas of content in the database. There's case law. We also curated all the discovery rules, checklists, forms, and then a glossary of terms. And then some of the things that make the database really unique, or the tool really unique, is that we created a tagging structure of issues. And so I think there are about 80, just under 80 issues in eDiscovery that we created. And so they can be high level, from failure to preserve to granular in GPS. And our content team reviews all the cases that come through the back end, decides what goes into the database, and then they are tagged with our issues. And so if you use the database to conduct research, standard research platforms, it can take hours to get to the results that you actually need to review. And eDiscovery Assistant, generally, the way that we use it, gets us to the cases that we need to look at in just a few clicks. So that was the goal in creating the tool, and that's really where we're driving to. So it's the things that we're starting to build now are a learning center to go along with it. So we can do short video segments on different aspects of eDiscovery for learning purposes. We're doing a lot of education. So in terms of accessing it, anyone can go sign up for a free trial at eDiscoveryAssistant.com, and that'll give you a free 30-day trial. If you're a law student and you want to have an account, we offer accounts for free for law students. We have, trying to remember exactly how many, I think 20 or 25 law schools that use eDiscovery Assistant for their eDiscovery classes or their discovery classes. And so we just talked with another one this morning.
That's great.
And so we'd love for you to be able to leverage the resources. Sometimes we'll sit down with the professors and do a little walkthrough for the class as well, and show them how they can leverage it for specific topics. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's great that you're partnering with law schools. I think when I was in law school, the most exposure I had to technology was probably listening to my CD player in lecture class when I should have been taking notes. But no, I mean, one aspect of eDiscovery Assistant that I really like too, and feel free to expand on this and correct me if I'm describing it incorrectly, is that it also organizes kind of new cases into 3 topics for the week. Is that correct? There's kind of a topical organization.
So our dashboard will include the top 3 tags for that week. So I think actually, as I was looking at it today, it was failure to produce, proportionality, and cost recovery, maybe. So they change every day depending on the cases that go in. So our case team on the dashboard, it'll show you the number of cases that have been added in the last 7 days, the total number of cases that are in the database, and then the top 3 issues from the last 7 days. So those will change on a regular basis. You can click on those issues and just run an issue search across the database. You can go to the recent case law that's been added at the bottom of the dashboard. We have a case map that shows you the cases across jurisdictions in federal and state. So it can be helpful from that perspective. And then whenever you go to case law and you run a search, you can use any number of filters. You can use our issues, which is where we encourage you to start. That you can use your own search terms. There's Boolean searching that you can apply then, date filters. And then we also allow you to search by your judge, which is great when you're trying to drill down specifically to decisions for your judge. And then from a jurisdiction perspective, you can drill down into the individual district courts within the circuit court. So within Florida, you can do the Middle District, Southern District, Northern District, which is really helpful when you want to know if your judge hasn't said anything on proportionality, what did the guy down the hall say?
Sure. Yeah, and I think if there's one survival tip for viewers of this session, I mean, that's it, is to check out that resource. And we'll put a link to it in the text.